Hello, everybody. My name is the Lonatron, and welcome back to Sometimes You Gotta Start Over, the Minecraft Hardcore series where I recognize just how often I need to start over. Now, I don't quite remember where I left off here. I don't quite recall what I was doing or why I was doing it. I just know that I had to do something, but I think today we will be reclaiming the surface, and that starts by building a sturdy enough facility. It doesn't need to be great, it just needs to be somewhat defensive. Now, part of why it makes me so anxious is because I know that outside is a scary, scary, scary place. I know that there's a lot of things up here that really, really would like me dead, but they're not here right now. I don't need to worry about that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna start by making ourselves some bricks and clearing up space to turn into a floor. It's that's a good start, I think. Let's get rid of some of this grass too. We'll just start laying the foundation. I don't know. I think there's a pretty solid number of reasons to be nervous about what the outside world has to offer. Like those guys over there are pretty scary, but I also really need lava for the iron farm. And just looking at my map, the nearest lava source is this over here. But between here and there are all sorts of evil, terrible things that just really, really want me dead. So there's definitely some work that's going to need to go into that, to making sure they don't successfully get me dead. And I'm recording the day after Christmas, so all my chests are fancy, fancy present wrappings, which has historically been one of my least favorite parts of Minecraft, is the Christmas wrapped chests. I like my things looking the way they always look. I don't like it when things change. Which it isn't to say that change is inherently bad. I just personally don't like change very much. And I think that's okay. You know, I'm allowed to dislike change all I please. But I'm also very aware that I have to admit it's going to happen and that a lot of the time I'm going to have no control over said change. I'm just going to have to accept it and move on. And so I have been working very hard on that one. So what I think we're gonna do is start on this nice little foundation and make it at least a bit harder for mobs to spawn down here. I'm okay with spiders and stuff spawning under my base, but there's a certain point where it goes a little too far. And then we just construct the edges of the foundation. I think if we bring it this way, yeah, there we go. Let's cover that up. Doesn't matter if there's hollow space beneath it. And then right there, yes, there we go. Also cover up the giant ugly hole in the ground, which is mildly a problem, but only mildly. I'm not super duper worried about that one. Okay, and then we bring this back. So you may very well see an improvement in my content soon, an improvement in my focus, because I am going to be going on some new meds. And I hope that will bring up the quality of my content. I'm not saying that it will. Being on meds does not magically make your content better, but I think it might improve things. So we're gonna see how that goes. And if you see a tonal shift, that's the reason. That's the reason. The reason is that I'm taking care of my mental health. Thank you to everyone who has shown support even at the mention that my mental health has been a little lacking lately. I really appreciate you guys. I know I don't have that many viewers, but to those of you that stick around and watch my content regularly, just know that I really appreciate you, and it brings me a lot of joy to know that I'm I'm making everything just a smidge more bearable, even for just a few people. Why can't I sleep? Oh, it's sunset. It's not nighttime yet. It's just sunset. Alright, and back up to the surface. I also think maybe today we'll go explore that mine shaft. Just a little bit, not too much, nothing too excessive, nothing too dangerous. That's the part that makes me nervous, is the danger aspect. I am very, very squishy in my current state. I would not stand much of a chance against anything, really. Let's put the saw right here. And then we're gonna run the walls like this. I think that'll do. And then the saw can go there. And do I want to break this up into rooms, or do I want to just have it be one big room? I think we're just going with the one big room format. I could use a different block to make the walls. I'm not worried about that one. I'm worried about being sheltered from all evil. That's my concern right now, because things are a little dicey up here on the surface. So I want to make sure that my place of residence is as safe as it rationally can get. And like that. There we go. That's where the door is gonna be. And then some stairs would be nice, I think. But I can't make stairs just yet. I just don't have the materials on me. I don't have a crafting bench like readily available for it. I think there should be a window here. Just like I feel like a window here would be really nice, but I don't know if I want to use glass for that. I could. See, it has a view from this angle. Specific view's fine. That view's fine. I can live with that one. Yeah. And then another thing that's going to be important is putting a wheelhouse on this. So for the wheelhouse, I think what we're going to do is first let's just chisel out some more cobblestone. For our next block, I think we're going to go with the slightly different cobblestone bricks. It'll create a very I think it'll create a very interesting, like very subtle. Yeah, there we go. I like that. The slightly different cobblestone bricks are the way to go. The wheelhouse is going to be super important for providing any form of any form of the wheelhouse is going to be very important for providing kinetic units and or stress units and kinetic energy to at least this room. Like it doesn't need to power absolutely everything, but it's going to be very important for, at the bare minimum, this area. It's going to mean gearboxes. It's going to mean just everything we can do to make it bare minimum tolerable. All right, door the this looks like Bowser's Castle from the original Mario. To be fair, I'm not exactly set out to be Mario. I'm kind of out here to just be as utilitarian as possible, and this is pretty utilitarian. So recently, I took a trip down memory lane and I watched a bunch of clips from ye old Minecon, and I'm not gonna say Minecon was bad. I am gonna say, oh my god, you guys really, really could have used some PR training back in the day over in Mojang. They really could have used some PR training. Yeah, you know what? I can work with this. Yeah, yeah. You know what? I can, in fact, work with this. It's not a bad look. It's got like almost a gradient, but not quite. It's yeah. You know what? We're doing it. We're doing this. And then we would also, I think, benefit. First of all, we do need to put a roof on this thing. I was gonna use planks for the roof, and then I was like, you know what? Nah. I just wanna put a roof that works on it. And like it'll probably need some light, but we have those frog lights, and I think putting some frog lights in the ceiling would be a really good look. So let's go grab, first of all, more cobblestone. And then we're going to use a totally different random cobblestone setup. And we're also going to grab those frog lights while we have a chance. So we have a number of frog lights. We also need a door to utilize, which I should have. I have the wood for a door. We'll just make one up real quick. Where'd I put my crafting table? There it is. It was right in front of me the whole time. So let's make a door. And now that we have a door, we can make 3 sliding doors, 3 andesite doors, and we can start to stylize a little bit. Because I'm gonna be honest, if I have to stare at just gray for the rest of my life, I think I'm gonna put myself in an early casket. We also can get a lot of this nonsense out of our inventory, thankfully. And then, oh, I should have grabbed window panes while I was down there. You know what? It's not too late to grab some window panes. We have approximately 3 minutes till we can go to bed, so we have approximately 3 minutes to get this done. We can do straight glass. We can do panes. I'm gonna need the. Well, actually, hang on. Let's see what we can do as far as chiseling goes. Let's see how. What am I feeling? What looks really cool and industrial? That's neat and all, but ooh, kind of like that. Let's see how these look, and then we'll figure it out a little bit more from there. Ah, and how could I forget all of the cobblestone turned into, let's go with, there's laid cobblestone bricks, tiny cobblestone bricks, there's tiled cobblestone, there's offset cobblestone bricks, there's all sorts of objects here, all sorts of choices. And I've never really been a builder so much as I have, like, I mess around with redstone, I mess around with all sorts of things. Let's just go with the offset cobblestone bricks. Just for fun, because we've got like the medium bricks, we've got the small bricks. Let's put some big bricks on there. And sliding door installed, and it'll very much give it a look of ramshackled together by a lunatic with a wrench, which we have no doubt determined at this point I am, especially if you've ever seen my Factorio series or if you watch Lanatron Engineering Co., which that one's just on pause for a minute because I started to get burnt out. So Lanatron Engineering Co. is currently on a hiatus, and as much as I hate that I put one of my series on hiatus like that, it was starting to drain me a little bit, and I just didn't want to associate it with that feeling. Like, that's the big thing. I didn't want to associate it with that drained, tired feeling. I wanted to be able to hop onto it and have fun, and I will never upload a video in which I am not having fun. So, it just kind of had to go on the back burner for a bit, and that's, I think that's okay. So, let's do this, and just, I don't know, I can kind of get behind it. Hang on. So, let's do this now. Put a bed in the corner. I don't know. It does kind of have that, like, Siberian jail cell look I like. And then, right, I had these to make it extra nice. Now, I should, keyword should be fine. We're just gonna place these kind of awkwardly spaced. I'm not super concerned about them being on like an actual axis or anything. I'm more just concerned about, do they light up the space in a nice manner. And I think they bring a certain energy to this room. We're also gonna want to put one over here, and I think here we're gonna put the pearlescent one. Yeah, there we go. There we go. That's a room worth living in. And now that we have this, we can begin to think about the wheelhouse, and we can begin to think about some other aspects. But for now, we got to go to sleep. So there's a couple of things on the to-do list. There's the wheelhouse, obviously. There is I want to build a storage silo. I want to move some of my work equipment up here. I want this to be a more thrivable environment. Does that make any sense whatsoever? I also want to move my villagers into their own like partition. Maybe like if I come through here, right, and I put a little like to break this. Doesn't matter if there's space below it. I have no time to care. If we do this, then maybe this can be the villager room. I think that would be a nice decision. Which, let's start getting so iron there. which I should grab, but I'm not stressing about it. I'm trying to stop living in a hole in the ground. As much as that's my bit, and as much fun as I have with that, we need to actually do something with our lives. You can't just live in a hole in the ground your entire life. And then I think if we move specifically the breeders in here, breeders can come in here. I can build a different incubator setup. If I had a hopper would really add to this. But I don't know. I do not know for that one. And then we also have these right here, which I can move. And we'll immediately have upstairs storage. Wait, do these carry things inside of them? Is that how crates work? Okay, so if I put, like, if I just slam everything in my inventory into a crate, can I pick up the crate? Okay, so I'm assuming, based on the message that I'm getting, that the crate has to be sealed. I'm assuming that's the case there. Oh, I should make stairs. Stairs are on the to-do list. Actually, let me go grab that pickaxe and some frog lights. And we are going to, first of all, light up this room. Yeah, that looks like a Siberian cell block. That's for damn sure. I know the Soviets would keep me in a hole like that. Grab these guys. Grab these guys. And we'll be moving these all into that room upstairs. And that's going to be our new villager room for now. It's separate enough. It's got enough room for some pieces, some bits and bobs. 1, 2, 3. Yep, that's what I'm looking for. And we put the breeder there, and we can make another breeder if we have more iron, which we should. And then I want to see what job will this machine here give you. You are now employed. Netherwood and torches. Stop being employed. You are now employed. What do you got? You are no longer employed. Stops being obnoxious or it goes in the box. I'm not sure what to do with these engineers' blueprints. I know they do something. Would you look at that? We can actually move stuff into here now, and I think that'll go there. That'll go there. Look at that. We are up and moving. Now, I am a little anxious of what's down in the mine shaft. But I know mine shafts have something invaluable. That something invaluable is sweet loot. And that's all I want. So, with our limited supplies and what little bravery I have stored up in my feeble little body, I can't say I have a feeble little body. I just don't. I'm big and bulky. All right, here we go. Down into the mines we go. I want to see what sweet loot we find. To be fair, I have a very good reason to be scared of the mine shaft. I also have a very good reason to be scared of this area that I neglected to light up. But now we can break our way down there. All right. This place is going to be very, very prone to flooding. Incredibly prone to flooding. Okay, so there's a stone creeper up ahead. Just a couple things to be a little nervous about. Nothing too serious yet. Keyword yet. Stone creepers just explode normally, but they have more health overall. I really hate that this area will just flood out on me. I don't like that it does that. I'm just here for some sweet loot, man. I'm just here for sweet loot. Now, if I had sponges, this would be significantly less of an issue. Torches have to go at least 1 block up. Nothing in here. This area is flooding like crazy. Oh, it's packed ice. Not worried about that flooding, I don't. Oh my god! Oh! I threw the axe. I reloaded my shaders and threw my only weapon. Ow. Stop that. Just Keep coming back. Just keep coming back to fight me. Oh. First monster I've killed this time around. Let's go. Let's also prevent that from happening again. I like to see danger coming, thank you very much. Actually, I prefer to just not be involved with danger. Where'd my axe go? I can't find my axe. I can't. There it is. Alright, let's just grab that. Let's just grab that. Take it nice and easy. There's nothing to be super concerned about. Okay, we're gonna close this up as fast as possible. Remember, slow and steady. That's the name of the game. Take it nice and slow. Go easy. They're all like directly above me. You prick. Alright, take it nice and slow. Go easy. Nothing over there. Ice over here. Nothing to be too afraid of yet. It's all above me. I think I came from over here. Yeah. And then this water should lead back to my torches, where there's a huge melt-off that sucks. This sucks. I really hate the noises here. Like that's my issue right now. Is they're making some of the worst noises I believe I've ever heard. Alright, I need to not get caught in this mess. And just like that, I have made it out of there. Perfect. I am the bravest Minecraft YouTuber. I am so brave and good at my job, and everyone loves to watch my channel and recommend it to their families. I said everyone loves to watch my channel and recommend it to their fam. While we're here, should I tell you to like and subscribe? Is that like something I should do regularly? All right, it's the middle of the night. I should go to bed. Bedtime. And now we can actually make those stairs I talked about making. And then I have a trophy, which let's put that right there for now. Oh, you can actually pose it like as the size of the model, and then you can. Oh, it's fully adjustable. That is so cool. That is so neat. Huh. Well, I think the stray trophy is a really good thing to have right off the bat. And with that, I think we're going to leave this episode right here. So thank you for tuning in to Sometimes You Gotta Start Over. Take it easy, but take it. And I will catch you next time. So best of luck, and off you go.